So, most of you are probably wondering why I'm back on 2019. Well, the reason I am is because the 2021 lobbies are currently broken and I'm not able to play. Here is a video just to prove it.
Bruh.
So yeah, that's pretty much what the problem is. So enjoy this video, I guess. First thing I did was load into an unranked lobby, because what else have I got to do? After waiting almost forever, I finally managed to get in the lobby, albeit not being able to race. And it's lights out and away we go. Everyone gets a clean start already. Everyone's going to the first corner. Not yet, but they're going to the Renault and the Alfa Romeo. No contact made already, and the Mercedes has spun, and almost everyone has gone off the track at the second corner. It looks like it's all madness, monsoon weather. Everyone's off the track. No one is really going to overtake anyway, because that's the whole point of racing. However, some of the players on 2019 are actually decent. It's mostly just pro players and people that just want to have fun when they're not spinning. After getting in the lobby, I obviously picked the best car on the grid, the Williams, because speed. When loading into qualifying, I then realised I didn't actually have any setups, because I'm lazy.
Bruh.
So, ready to start the lap. I promised myself that I wouldn't spin at the first corner, because you know, I want to be on pole position and not make any spins, so let's do this. There we go, now we are loading in, and somehow we are glitched at last place. It doesn't matter anyway, because right now, we're loading into the race. 3, 4, 5 red lights, and we're off and away, and so far we've pretty much had an okay start. Most of the AI cars which are in this are crashing about, and already we've overtaken the Red Bull. Whilst everyone's going off the grass, one of the Mercedes spins off, and I somehow get past nearly everyone. I go past my teammate, which is also an AI, which doesn't actually count towards anything. But then I didn't realise that the Red Bull had sent it down the inside and lost many positions. However, there was one strange thing. See me go through the car Rosso, as he ghosted. I thought ghosting was on, but I didn't actually realise that it wasn't, and I ended up slamming into Ricardo as a result. It doesn't matter anyway, because then I just continued to push, overtook him, and that was pretty much it. Nothing else happened after the race, except this sick overtake I made, and so far he actually does some defending, so well done Raikkonen. Like I said just a moment ago, nothing really happened in the race except for me getting the fastest lap twice and even bettering it out, so I guess I ended up on a high. The next race was back at Silverstone, but this time it was dry, not again realising I didn't have a setup. Anyway, blasting through the field was going to be an easy task. The one thing I didn't have to do was spin. Anyway, going into the race, 5 red lights and we're starting 8th, and we're off on away. It's quite simple really, because we've overtaken the McLaren almost immediately. I actually thought I overtook him, but then ended up hitting his front tyre, and I went crashing into the Williams and I went airborne. Great start, everyone. I didn't give up though, because my motto is to never give up. I passed both cars immediately as they both spun, and I then continued to keep pushing. As I was pushing, I thought I could try and get the fastest lap, which I did last game, although I was in for a treat. Coming through the flat out corner, I then tried to stick my foot to it, but then I realised I turned too early and I got really angry, and then I ended up rage quitting. After getting up early in the morning, after a really stressful night, I loaded into the online lobbies, but with a different type of car. I then tried to forget about all the bad moments that happened yesterday and tried to just focus on this race, but I also didn't realise that damage was enabled. Either way, we went lights out and away we go, and already I've made an overtake. I didn't realise that most of the drivers had come through. It went crashing like that Bottas incident back in Hungary. And then I came smashing into everyone. I lost the positions. I hit someone's front wing, bashed into the wall, but luckily rear wing physics wasn't a thing then, and I ended up being almost last. I still continued to push though, because that's the whole thing. Don't give up. I went flat out through I don't know if that's called radion or whatever. But going flat out all the way and just continuing to push. I then caught up to some people, which they had also broken their front wing. I tried to make a move, but he turned in very late and he ended up with no front wing. I bashed into him just to give him what I felt about it, and I continued to keep pushing. As I was pushing, I noticed some more people ahead, and I knew that this was going to be an easy task. One of them had already crashed, which made things easier. I then tried to go for a move, but he covered the inside line, and I didn't even realize it because I had no brakes. He went really wide through that corner. I ended up pushing him off the track, and I went from last to 12th to 5th. As this lap was going on, I decided to come into the pits, but this time something was different. I didn't actually realize how the pit limiter thing worked, and I ended up going extremely slowly as a result. I ended up slowing down the guy behind me, which cost us loads of time, and maybe cost us 5th. And we're going to speed this thing up because we know that this pit stop thing is quite boring. Going through the pit stop, I max all the gears because I couldn't get into gear properly, and I leave the pit lane still in front of him and still not knowing how to do this type of pit assist thing because I don't remember how to do it on this type of game. Either way, going flat up through Eau Rouge is possible, and then I realized that someone in front had crashed, so I was up into 6th, but this left me with one issue. As I was going through this corner, everything looked fine. However, I got on the curbs a bit too much. I span around, the guy overtook me, and then someone who came crashing into me blew up my car, and I was out of the race. Just like that.